Hi everybody, it's Nikki here and welcome to today's video, which is part of my 12 days of Bookmas series. I hope you are enjoying it. Today I have a video for you of some books that I think would make great movies if the right person got hold of them. If the right director, if the right film company, if the right actors were chosen. And yeah, I think some of these books, well, all of these books, there are 6. Oh, gee whiz. Winston! I'd love a kitten, I said. It's been nothing but trouble. I can't wait for Christmas to be over, because then all of the madness and mayhem can stop. And then he'll find something else to destroy. Anyway. So there are 6 books here that I think would make great movies, so let me get straight into it. So the first one is a middle grade, and it is The Iron Trial by Holly Black and Cassandra Clare. This is from the Magisterium series. Think, I don't know, Harry Potter, that kind of thing. But this series is amazing. I would love to see these books turned into epic movies like the Harry Potter ones, because I really do feel like these ones, like the Harry Potter ones, they've got a great... Hello, Winston. Trouble? Get away from the naked candle, from the naked flame. No, jump down. Okay, you just walk across everything. It's okay, that's fine. It's all madness and mayhem. Get down. Get down. Okay, you're going to sit there. Be nice. Be good. Be good. So yeah, I think this would make a great series of movies like the Harry Potter ones. I actually prefer these books to Harry Potter. Not a popular opinion, I'm sure. But I just thought these brought something else to the game of, you know, the chosen one, going to a magic school and things like that. So the first one is, Cal has no idea what he'll come up against in the Iron Trial, but he knows if he passes the test, he'll become a student of magic at the Magisterium. Only all his life, Cal's been warned to stay away from magic, so he tries his best to do his worst, but fails at failing. Now he must enter the Magisterium, and it's even more sensational and sinister than he could ever have imagined. So this is kind of like Harry Potter, Percy Jackson kind of thing, but he has been told not to get involved with magic, not to go to the Magisterium school, that this is the worst thing that he could possibly potentially do, and he needs to fail at getting in the school. The only problem is he gets into the school. So I think this would make a great kind of like anti kind of thing, like the anti story to Harry Potter and Percy Jackson and that kind of chosen one sort of storyline. So I would love to see these movies. Who would I like to see play Cal? I don't know. Is Tom Holland too old now to play a school student? I don't know, but I think somebody like him who has this kind of swagger, but kind of, Tom Holland has this swagger, but he's also quite clumsy, and I feel like he would suit the role of Cal so very much. Yeah, I would just love to see this made into a movie. The next one I've already spoken about in this series of Bookmas, and I mentioned in the video that this was in that I thought this would make a great movie. It is The Shadowglass by Josh Winning, and I think this would make a great movie because it pulls on all of those legendary movies of the 80s, The Neverending Story, Pan's Labyrinth, and oh please get down from the tree. Dark Crystal and those kinds of movies. And I also mentioned in the previous video that I think... Don't get a kitten. Never get kittens again. I think that someone like, what's his name? Paul Rudd would play the part of this so amazingly well. We have Jack Corman, who is haunted by his father's failure as a film director. His father made a film using puppets, and it was a massive failure, but it's now become, in the present day after his father's death, a kind of cult icon, and it has a fan base now. And yeah, this story is about how Jack Corman deals with his father's legacy, I suppose. And I just think someone like Paul Rudd playing Jack Corman would really just pull out that really grumpy kind of character at the beginning of the story, who turns into someone who recognizes their father's amazingness by the end of the movie. And I just think yeah, someone like Paul Rudd would play the part really well. And again, as long as the right people got hold of this and created it into a movie with all the puppets and everything, then yeah, I think this would make a great movie. Not as good as the Legends that it's calling from, but definitely one of the more modern sort of things. So yeah, I really love this book. I think it would make a great movie. Now the next one I think would make a great like horror movie, and I'm not into horror movies at all, but this one, if it was made into a movies, I would absolutely watch it, and it's Into the Drowning Deep by Mira Grant. And the reason why I would watch it is because this is about mermaids. Killer mermaids. So 7 years ago, the Atargatis set off on a voyage to the Mariana Trench to film a mockumentary bringing to life ancient sea creatures of legend. It was lost at sea with all hands. Some have called it a tragedy, others have called it a hoax. Now a new crew has been assembled to investigate, and they'll discover that whatever is down there is definitely no joke. So this is, as I say, a story about a group of people who are investigating a crew that went missing on filming a mockumentary in the Mariana Trench, which is so deep that nobody knows quite what is at the bottom. We don't know. So there could be mermaids down there. You never know. And this just has creepy, scary mermaids, and I lived for this book. I don't do horror generally, but this book had me gripped by the scruff of my neck, and I just freaking loved this story. I think there is another book that Mira Grant, also known as Shannon Maguire, but she wrote another book that is like a prequel to this, which is the story of the Atargatis, the original boat that went missing, and I'd love to read that. I haven't got around to it yet, but I would absolutely love to see this made into a movie. And I think, I can't remember who the main character is. Let's have a look. Vicky. Is it Vicky? Victory. Our female main character, I don't know, somebody like... I mean, I love Sandra Bullock, but she's a comedy actress. So you'd want somebody who can do something more serious. Oh, I don't know. Who would I have as Tori? You know what? I'd like an unknown actress. You know, someone up and coming. Maybe to give them their shot at a good horror movie. I don't really... Because I don't watch a lot of horror movies, I don't know any good horror movie actresses. But I don't know. Who would I like to see play this part? I don't know. But imagine the cinematography of those mermaids like pulling themselves up onto the deck of the ship, their tails swathering behind them. Oh, I can just imagine it. And the filmography, the ambience of the film has like, if it was shot in very like dark blues and sort of had this greyish overlay to it, you know, that they can put on some movies, and like there's no colour really apart from this blue and black and dark greys and stuff, I think it would make an absolutely edge of your seat kind of movie, and I would watch it. I would watch it behind a cushion. holding for dear life onto my husband to protect me, but I would watch this if it became a film. So if the right company got hold of it, I reckon this could be good. And as I say, I think I would like an unknown up-and-coming actress to give this a shot, to play our main lead as Victoria or Tori. Just because I just can't think of any actress, I think, that could play this role. But yeah, let me know who you would think to play this. I think she's a marine biologist or somebody. So yeah, there's that one. Next, this book, I know that many books have been based on the original story, and there's been many film adaptations of the original story of Treasure Island by, is it Lewis Stevenson? But this one is Flint and Silver by John Drake, and it's the story before Treasure Island. So when you read the author's note or the author's information at the back, it says that he was left with many unanswered questions from Robert Louis Stevenson's much-loved classic Treasure Island. So he decided to write his own answers to those questions. And so this is a trilogy, starting with Flint and Silver, about, you know, Jack, what's his name? Long John Silver and, what's his name? Flint. Joseph Flint. And it's how these two came together. It's how they accumulated the treasure. It's how they got it buried on Treasure Island and then subsequently lost the map to the Treasure Island. It's why these two are constantly fighting each other and constantly. So this is like the backstory of Treasure Island, and I freaking loved it. And you know what? I love a good pirate movie. I love the Pirates of the Caribbean, as camp as they are. I do love them. And I just think this would be awesome. Who would I want as John Silver? Oh, I don't know. I'd want some kind of big bloke who has a bit of, John Cena? Or John Cena? I don't know how you pronounce his surname. Senna, some pronounce it either way. I think he would make a good John Silver. I think he would be awesome because he has the kind of bulk in his body that I would expect John Silver to have, because he's meant to be this big guy. And then Joseph Flint, who's like this scrawny, skinny, but really charismatic, kind of holds himself. He's kind of a little bit scary, but in a calm and cool, collected way. Who would I have play him? Jensen Ackles could do it. But then he might be a little bit too bulky. I don't know. Do you know who would be good? There's an actor in Outlander and he plays a villain. And I can see him being Joseph Flint, but I don't know the actor's name, unfortunately. But yeah, I could definitely see, you know, on the high seas and all the pirate stuff. And yeah, I just love a good pirate movie, and I would love to see this trilogy be made into movies. I think it would be awesome to have that backstory of Treasure Island. So yeah, Flint and Silver by John Drake. The next one I would love to see made into a film, and that is because of I want I can't remember the name of the person who created or produced and directed the Lord of the Rings movies. His name, I'm really bad with names, but I would like him to direct Shadow March by Tad Williams. I'd love to see him get his hands on this epic fantasy, and it's because I believe that this and Lord of the Rings have very similar vibes. You have this group of people who are all having in their own little stories, all working towards saving the world. There's some big enemy coming and they all have to pull together, go off on their own epic journeys to save the world. Everybody's got their own little thing, and I would just love to see him get hold of this book. And this is 4 books, because the 3rd book that the writer Tad Williams wrote was too big to be 1 book, so they broke it up into 2 apparently. But I would love to see him get his hands on this and turn this into the epic fantasy that it is. I absolutely love this story. It says, the stillness of the hall is broken, a rising murmur fills the mirrored room, a wash of voices that grows until it echoes in the dark, thorn-carved rafters, the blind king nods slowly, now at last it begins. It is just this epic story of this relatively peaceful community being on the attack, being attacked by this unknown entity of people across the line kind of thing. And I just think it would be an awesome movie to watch. I can see the epic battles. I can see the different creatures. We have some like really tiny sort of like tiny like goblin creatures, goblins, like they're tiny people, you know, really tiny, fit in your pocket kind of people. I would just love to see them. And yeah, I just think it would make an awesome epic fantasy that I would love to sit down and watch. This, I feel, is like Wheel of Time, Lord of the Rings, and I just think it would make a fantastic movie. And last but not least, I was not sure whether to put this in or not, because I feel like this would be the kind of, I'd want this to be an animated movie, and I would want it to be along the lines of The Snowman. You know, that beautiful Christmas movie that is just, there's no spoken word, it's just music, it's just in a music accompaniment. And there's no speaking, it's just an animated film with music. I would like to see this book created into that kind of movie or short film. And it's Together by Luke Adam Hawker. And this was written in response to the pandemic that we all suffered through in 2020. And it's kind of like a story about a man, an old man and his dog, going through the pandemic, being cut off from the world, being so lonely. And it says, a monumental storm brings huge and sudden change. We follow a man and his dog through the uncertainty that it brings to their lives. Through their eyes, we see the difficulties of being apart, the roller coaster of emotions that we can all relate to, and the realization that by pulling together, we can move through difficult times with new perspective, hope, and an appreciation of what matters most in life. And it's just a beautiful story. We've got some beautiful images inside as well. You know, do you remember when everybody was going crazy buying everything and all the shops were empty? And, you know, and then you've got, you know, the man at home alone, just by himself. And I just think this movie would be so beautiful, with some beautiful accompanying music that's very thoughtful and thought-provoking and emotional as well, you know, like the Walking in the Air song for The Snowman. You know, something beautiful to just pull together, you know, this story of loneliness that this old man and his dog feel during this, in this case, storm that has come along and that has isolated him from the community. And I just think it would be a great sort of, a great way to honour and to validate and to celebrate what we've all been through together. It was a difficult time, and some of, you know, COVID is still around. Maybe not to the depths that it was in 2020, but COVID is still around. It's still affecting some people, and I just think this would be absolutely beautiful. As a kind of just a musical film like The Snowman. So yeah, I would love to see this book made into a film. So that is it. That is all of the books that I think would make great films, who I thought would look good in the parts of the main characters, and who I think should direct and stuff. I'm sorry I'm not great with names. I have a really bad memory for names especially. But yeah, is there any book that you've read that you'd think to yourself, do you know what, I can see so-and-so playing this part. If this was made into a film, I can see this being the cinematography and this person being the director. And is there any book that you've seen or read that you think that about? Let me know in the comment section below. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you did, please like, comment and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.